Today we are back with another Our House video, and this is a topic that I have a serious love-hate relationship with. Matt, do you want to introduce it?
It's on my hands.
It's on my legs. It's everywhere. We're talking about painting and the painting process today in our house. Okay guys, so before we get into the details, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We do bring new videos every Wednesday and we want to keep you in the loop as we head into the final finishes within our home. So don't miss a thing and click the subscribe button. We are just going to jump in to the painting process that feels like it is never ever ending.
I see all the nicks in the background right now.
So kind of the whole shebang here is we've been painting for about 2 weeks straight.
Feels like 5 years.
40-hour weeks of just painting. And from there, we painted to start off the entire walls. And then from there, we had to paint all the trim. And then from there,
all the doors, all the baseboards, all the molding.
And from there,
ceiling.
We had to do a second coat on the trim, and we are in our final leg of painting, which is doing touch-ups on the walls that we originally painted. So as you can see behind us, that is just 1 coat deep of paint. So almost everything within this house had to have 2 to 3 coats because it's new construction. We just want to help you guys through the painting process because it can be slightly overwhelming.
And we, while we're doing it, people would come over and be like, why aren't you doing it this way? Why aren't you doing it that way? So it'd be nice to know the easiest way first.
Yeah, and we are going to break it down into 3 steps that you can kind of follow or gauge where you at in the process of painting. Do you want to take it away with step number 1?
I have no idea what step number 1 is.
Step number 1 is my favorite step, and that is to mood board it out. So you want to make sure that you are mood boarding your space or have a color palette in mind. As you all know, I blog, which basically is just branding in and of itself. So I spend a lot of time picking colors and keeping things cohesive. I like to stay to the branding rule of 5 colors. So when we were building the house, I kind of built it like an online brand. So I was like, okay, what are our 5 colors within this house? We have obviously the ceiling color, which is just literally called ceiling color. It's just ceiling white from Bear. And then our second color we went in was my favorite and the one that took us the longest to decide. 17 swatches later of off-white we went with.
They all look the same.
They all look the same, but what did we go with?
I don't know, but
You know this one.
No, I don't.
This wall color. You love this one, Heron Plume.
Oh, Heron Plume.
We went with Heron Plume for the
I
wall
made
color.
that final decision. I was looking at it, I said, that's the one.
He said go with our original decision, and he made it. Our next color is Dark Hunker Green, which is our statement color.
That's Aubrey's big office.
That's my favorite color. I love a good hunter green, and that is upstairs. Then for our guest room, we went with a neutral, very New England color, which is Mount Rushmore Rock.
It is a nice color.
Which is a Benjamin Moore color. And that wrapped up basically our 4 house colors. Our 5th one being Chantilly Lace, which sounds so fancy, by Benjamin Moore for all the trim.
Yes.
Which was a warm off clean white. It basically looks
good.
white, but a little cleaner.
It looks good.
So we're giving you a sneak peek inside one of our finished rooms. This is our statement color that you're gonna see in one other place of our house, and it is that hunter green that I was talking about. And it's always important to have one statement color within your color palette, and this is the one we chose. We're actually almost done with this room.
Yeah.
So Matt has his broom because that's really
my best friend. And then I got my rag that I talked about.
It's the final step, and we're gonna send you guys back downstairs so we can talk about formulas and the supplies. So you got your colors picked. Now you're gonna walk into the paint store, and from there, you're gonna be asked a few questions, one of them being, what type of paint are you painting with?
And I sit there and go, I don't know.
Yeah, you do. You literally say, wait, there's a type of paint.
Give me a brush and a paint can. I'm ready to go.
So the painting color that we went with, or the types of paint we went with, were we had to do a latex acrylic, which is your normal standard paint, along with a oil-based paint. Now, we don't recommend using oil-based paint unless you have to. So we had a lot of trim within the house that was historic that we had to paint with oil because it already had layers of oil-based paint.
But they say oil-based is good because you don't have to paint it again. It like doesn't chip.
It's a really thick paint. It's very good. It's good. Not in all states because I don't think it's
there's
the best
some law about
for the environment. But because we had some already painted, we had to go in and just kind of match it so that all the trim looked the same and that the paint would stick to it. But it is high quality paint. If they sell it in your area, definitely look into it. So those were the two types of paints that we painted with, along with a ceiling paint. And your ceiling paint is a type of paint that's highly reflective, because remember, if you're painting your walls any form of white, you want to make sure that you have a whiter, brighter ceiling. So look for a specific ceiling paint when you're going in to touch that up. Which brings us to our last point, which is,
I don't know.
come on, this is you.
Oh, painting.
Painting supplies.
Oh, painting supplies. And honestly, learn how to clean your brushes, because we paint with the brushes, not clean them correctly. And I've gone to Home Depot probably like 20 times and just bought new brushes.
I think the quote was, someone said, it's like using a hammer once and throwing it out. But it's very hard to keep your brushes clean, especially when you're painting with oil and latex, because they're two separate types of brushes. And to clean an oil brush, you need gasoline. Yep. And to clean a latex brush, you need water. So
get a nice little bucket to have your paint in. Keep everything separated. I think you need sandpaper. Have a cloth with you on hand for everything that you do.
So kind of your list is, cloth, sandpaper,
rollers,
brushes.
Buckets. Keep your buckets separate from everything. Drop cloths is key. Have a lot of drop cloths everywhere. And also get your blue tape. So you want to tape up the hinges. I didn't do that, and you might see paint on the hinges right now. So have paint thinner. So paint thinner will help clean up the paint if you spill any on the ground.
And if you have anything new construction, you're gonna want to paint it before you have to put it up. So for instance, we had a lot of trim that was new construction. So we bought the saw horses, right? I think that's what you need.
Sorry, yeah.
Right over there, actually, that you can see covered.
And have fun, because painting's so much fun. You get it all yourself and in your car.
And that was easy to lay out the trim and just paint it on there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a messy job. Matt had painting jeans, which he ripped. So if you follow us on Instagram, you got to see him rip his pants while painting. And then
not suitable for children.
Me, I was literally in pajamas. So don't wear anything. Don't try and look cute. Literally wear things that you can paint in, throw in the wash, or even throw out. We hope this video inspired you to pull on your painting pants, get to wherever you need to buy your paint, and get started on your project.
Get it going, have fun.
If you enjoyed this video or got any value out of it, make sure you guys subscribe below. We are gonna have new house videos every
Wednesday.
Yes, so you guys can see the house as it progresses. And if you want to get more information about our paint colors or our painting process, I will also link the blog post below so that you can click over to my blog and read a more in-depth article basically about what's going on there, and also see pictures of our home and kind of how the colors look within it.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys here next Wednesday.